It's Monday again. Welcome to Mean on Mondays. I'm Christina Woodard.
And I'm Joe Bolden.
Nice entrance.
Enthusiasm Central.
Yes. Today we want to talk about deep and meaningful. Is it necessary? Is it necessary in choreography when you're creating? Is it necessary for your competition routines?
Is it necessary in any kind of creative process? And I think that there's a conversation. It's not always being had, but there's definitely a conversation that goes on.
I've heard a lot of people asking, I get a lot of, teachers and choreographers asking me after I will judge a competition, or people who are just, looking for different ways to create. Does it have to have a story? Does it have to have a meaning and intention? And I think yes and no. It doesn't always have to have it. What do you think?
No, I think there are people who really stand pretty defensively sometimes on both sides, people who argue both for and against. And I don't know that there's any particular need to argue, in my opinion. There are people who say, I don't like all this deep and meaningful stuff. It clearly makes them either uncomfortable, or they feel like there's not a place for it in dance or in their creative process. And then there are people who will say, well, without any kind of deeper meaning, it's not going to move anybody, or we're missing some important part.
I've heard that. Why can't it be like the 80s and the 90s and we just had a good dance song, like we were at the club and we were just really getting into it, enjoying it? And absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
Why not that too?
Sure.
So I think it's all about the energy and really being engaged in what you're doing.
I think
no matter what the movement is.
I think it is. I think that's what it comes down to. And I think the reason people then think of storytelling is because it's something that's common to everybody. We grow up storytelling. We grow up being told stories. It's how we learn about each other. We listen to stories of people's experiences. We ask when you meet somebody in a coffee shop or at a Christmas party,
what do you do for a living? What do you like?
What are you passionate about? Why this coffee shop? Why now? Why dance? Why not? You hear a lot of we're a little bit hardwired for storytelling. It makes sense to us, and I think the reason that's showing up more and more in dance, which is what we're specifically talking about it right now, is people have become really aware of how it really can shorten the distance between the performer and the audience. Right. And when a choreographer is trying to explain something to a dancer, sometimes the quickest and most efficient way to get a dancer to really connect with that arm that's going out to the side, that the choreographer understands. They know what they're building. They've got a bigger umbrella view of what's going on. Sometimes a way to get a dancer to connect with that is to relate it to something that dancer understands just as a human, and then they can instantly make that connection. Find something that makes it accessible to an audience, and I think storytelling.
Right. It's like when you have those dancers that you're just giving them the steps, and they're just giving you an arm, or you've seen them on stage. You've seen them when you feel like they're just going through the movements. And of course, there are some people, and it's so lovely when you can actually, as a book, tell a story with a piece in 3 minutes or less from beginning to end. But even if you're not given that complete novel of a story, it's nice to have just that basic intention and energy behind a movement, any arm, any head, any look.
So it's not just an external
feeling,
expression. It comes from something else.
Yes.
And that doesn't have to be some deep, heavy, dive-in concept. It just helps you bring your inside feeling. Sometimes it's just how you feel about dance. It's just how you feel about that piece of music that's got awesome accents and an incredible bass line. It's just bringing how that feels to really crack that accent out, and the dancers will know what I'm talking about. To how it feels to hit that accent, it's just about bringing that from the inside to the outside. It's about, like you said, it's about that energy. It's about the engaging. Right. I believe the expression you used before was about breathing and bringing it to life.
So I think absolutely bringing it to life. It's people are looking for connection. They're looking for experiences. They're looking for intention. And we know as choreographers and teachers, and I'm sure students, you've seen it and you've observed it in your classes, when someone's given movement and you're drawn to that person that makes you feel something, that's expressing something, that's putting their real life experience into it, whether it be power, whether it be excitement, whether it be a full story they have going in their mind, and we may never know what that is. But the reason you engage with that and you understand that is because there's some sort of connection there. It's like in a movie, and I often hear you refer to in your classes like a script. From, anyone can read the lines.
Well, the lines are on the page. Yeah, the scriptwriter is responsible for writing words on a page. But let's be real. If I'm going to read lines off a page like this, stop, no, don't go.
Academy Award winning.
My believability is somewhere negative 27%. It's not believable at all. And what you were saying about power and the energy, it's tangible. You can feel that. You feel like someone's really present. You have an effect on an audience. And you're talking about movies. Why do people go to movies? Why do people go?
They want to feel something.
I don't go to scary movies because I feel a little too much. I get a little too petrified. But why do people go to a sad movie with a box of tissues, knowing that you're going to cry your eyes out? We go for the experience of emotions. We go for an adrenaline rush. Why do we go on rides? Because we're feeling beings. We like that. People watch dance because they want to feel something. People who dance like how it feels to hit an accent, to move through something. And I think it's about connecting all of those experiences, and sometimes storytelling can help with that. But I don't know that it's absolutely necessary. So I don't know that when you're creating something, you absolutely have to have some deep and meaningful. But if you're wishing to make a connection with someone who's watching and listening, and let's be real, we've got super short attention spans these days. Thank you to
with all of our social media, and I feel like some people they're not afraid to emote, but they don't know how to find that place. They don't know how to get to it.
Well, often we're not animating when you're having a conversation with somebody via text. I mean, emojis don't really equate to animating. So when we're watching somebody perform live, or even when we're watching someone dance in class, we're wanting to feel the humanity between us. We're wanting to feel that connective stuff. We're wanting it to translate so the person sitting in the audience can feel what it feels like, but letting that come out in a way that we can feel that connectedness. It's just sometimes a story or concept that an audience can understand. Sometimes it's just about simply being really there, just being you and being real.
That's it. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one.